Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of K-Tapes. Today I have a few tapes for you, actually very few tapes for you. I only have 3 and I do have 1 VCD. And the reason is I went to Seoul last weekend and as usual, pretty much almost nothing turned up. However, I went to one shop which actually has books, and actually thank you for telling me about this. It's a good friend of mine who also lives in Korea. He told me that he saw like a bunch of tapes lying around in front of that bookstore. So anyway, I got really curious and I thought, well, I should go see for myself. Maybe there's something worth it in this pile of maybe junk, who knows? And yeah, it turned out it was mostly pile of junk. Although there was a guy that was there right before I arrived, and I guess he was already digging in those piles, and he had like a stack on the side, and I kind of checked this stack. Another like a Korean guy was there, and in his stack, sadly, he had a copy of Rambo Cop, which is Samurai Cop. So that actually kind of broke my heart because I could have been the one grabbing that tape, but he did before me. So anyway, took my losses there and I waited for him to finish, and then I dug in the pile, and I did manage to pull out 2 to 8 tapes. I mean 2 tapes that were like regular tapes and the rest were actually erotica, but good stuff though, good stuff. Although I'm not going to show them to you except one, and the rest I found somewhere else. So anyway, without making you wait any longer, let's start. First off, I found this, which is, no need for any introduction. This is Army of Darkness, which is retitled Evil Dead 3, because it's Evil Dead 3, right? And the cool thing about this is, again, it's 2 CDs, because it's a VCD. And VCDs in South Korea are they're pretty rare, to be honest. I mean, you do see a bunch sometimes pop up, but they're like more recent movies, and by that I mean late 90s to pretty much like almost 2003, 2004. So nothing really outstanding in those years, to be honest, because we all want the sweet stuff from like the early 90s, the 80s, those slasher films. Although they were released like later on, like let's say in the early 90s. Let's say Halloween 1 was released, although it was like a later release. So same thing with many horror films. Although like I said, they're really hard to find. They're harder to find than tapes, and almost as rare as laser discs. But for laser discs, not many good laser discs usually pop up. So anyway, so this is Army of Darkness. As you can see, really unique cover. I kind of like it, to be honest. It's much better than, no, I wouldn't say it's better than tape, but let's say it's on par with the tape. The tape has the more classic image on the cover, like what you usually see for Army of Darkness, like the drawing with the guy with his chainsaw. This is cool. And another good thing about this, if you notice right there at the bottom, it says YBM. In Korea, YBM is a very famous English school company. It's more like an academy, like school English academy, and they do make books and stuff like that. A friend of mine used to work there. We always joked about it because, anyway, I won't get into this. But anyway, YBM, it used to be a huge company. It still is. It's still working. It's still good. And well, it seems like they used to make DVDs, and they used to make tapes and VCDs. And surprisingly, they would make stuff like Army of Darkness. And as you can see, aka Evil Dead 3. So yeah, and the reason I'm in a hurry to show you these today, like a little bit like not really prepared or anything, I'm just throwing those titles like that, is because not all of them, but half of them, including this VCD, already found a new home. So I already sold them. They went for like good prices, I won't lie to you, and I'm really happy that they will find a really good home. Especially one of those, actually both of them. I'm really happy for the buyers that managed to get their hands on these, because they're really hard to find, really hard to find. This stuff is super rare. Okay, the next one. This one I didn't sell it, but just thought I would show you. So if you're into games, that could be really cool, because this is Super Mario 3. But Super Mario 3, the animation. There's only one thing. As you can see, it's not in top shape. The bottom is, this tape is a bit beat up. Even though the spine and everything looks very clean, it's just the bottom right there. The rest is fine-ish. I mean, it's okay. It's an okay looking tape. The tape inside had a tremendous amount of mold. And I took a chance because the price was good on this. It was in those piles at the bookstore I was telling you about. So I didn't pay much for it, but I grabbed it because it's so damn rare. Like, I never see this popping up online. I did once, and I think the person had like one tape, because it's a series, right? As you can see here, it says number 6. I don't know how many parts are in the series. It says 6, so this is tape number 6. Although, see, another thing with those, random sellers, well, the tape says 2, so it's not even the right tape in the right box. Although the thing with those series, they do have the same design, it's just a number that changes. So it's not like, oh, I don't have the matching sleeve, well, except for the number, but for the artwork, it would have been the same artwork anyway. So yeah, I just grabbed it because it's rare and it's cool. It's like game-related stuff from like really early 90s. I believe this is 1991. As you can see here, 1991. And a really interesting thing about this also is, I think I said to you before that Japanese movies used to be banned in Korea up until mid-90s, I would say. And this is a Japanese animation, obviously. And what they would do with animation usually in Korea is they would dub the whole animation, so it would be dubbed in Korean, and also they would dub the song at the beginning of the animation. But this one has the original Japanese song. Yeah, I was able to play it, although I tried to clean it, but the playback, by the way, is a bit, it's trash. And it could be my VCR that is also trash, so trash and trash combination doesn't do a very good thing. But yeah, I believe the playback with this tape wouldn't be too good, although I picked it up because it's so rare and the price was good. So there you have it. The next one, because like I said, there's always some erotica floating around. I was able to grab this. This is called Meechun. Meechun, which means prostitution. And there used to be another title for this tape in Korea, was called Harlotry. I think part 5 was called Harlotry. So it was always kind of confusing of like what would be the title to enter for this tape. Well, as you can see, there's some censorship here. Of course, they draw some panties and bras on the girl because she doesn't have any, but that's the censorship in Korea for erotica. So yeah, this tape is actually, for me, it is really rare, because this series goes up to 7. This is part 7. I don't think it goes up to 8. I think it goes up to 7. And 7 was the hardest part to find. And this movie was released in 1995, I believe. 1995, yeah. So the last part of the series. So very happy to find this. Again, if you're into erotica or just like those 90s obscure Korean films, this is perhaps, well, it is the rarest tape of that series. So very happy to grab this. And for the last tape, the rarest of the rare, the holy grail of Korean tapes, well, one of the holy grails of Korean tapes, the refrigerator. Yes, this tape, I know in the States is pretty collectible. If you go on eBay, tape goes for like $250, even like over $300 sometimes, depending on the condition, I guess. But I've never seen a Korean copy until now. So yeah, this is the only time I found this tape ever. And like you know already, I've been in Korea for over 15 years. I do check for tapes every time I see tapes somewhere, and I've never seen this. Otherwise, I would have grabbed it before. And yeah, this could very well be the only copy around in any foreign like collection. So this tape was sold. It went to a good home. I'm very happy about it. So yeah, chances that I do get another one of these would be quite impossible, I would say. But again, you never know. But this one is in excellent condition, as you can see. I opened it up to clean it a bit, but still the stickers, everything is clean. Has the original clamshell, and the rest of the sleeve is pretty clean. I mean, a better copy would be great. I mean, for the spine to be like totally unfaded, but this one is highly collectible. And from the fact that it's just impossible to get, I mean, the person who got this, man, keep it. This is super rare. It's perhaps the rarest Asian release of this movie, like by far. So yeah, there you have it, guys. So this was my very quick tour of what I've got just last week. Like I said, I got like another 6 or 7 tapes, but they're mostly erotica, and didn't feel like showing them to you because maybe most of you don't know them anyway. So I just skipped them, except this one because I was extremely proud of grabbing this. So yeah, this is what I got last weekend. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's very short, and I really hope to be able to find more cool stuff in the upcoming week and of course this summer. So stay tuned, and everyone have a great weekend.